I'm curious, Steph, did you think it was going to be an off night early in, middle of that first quarter for you?
Nah, I had to figure out how they regard me because usually, obviously the way I've been shooting, I expected a little bit more aggressiveness at the ball, and they were funneling me, and I was making all the wrong decisions. I just had to kind of settle down and figure out what the look was, and then see one shot go down, and we clawed our way back into the game and gave ourselves some life, so that was good after that 12-0 start, and then just scrapped the rest of the way. And obviously, if there's time left and me and Draymond in a pick and roll, good things happen.
Stephen, talking to McKillop a while back, this was a few years ago, and he said even before he noticed your shot, the first thing he noticed about you was that you don't let mistakes bother you. You just play right through them. Where'd that come from that you just, it goes away in a minute, in a second?
It came from him. He taught me next play mentality. My first game as a freshman, I had 13 turnovers, and he left me out there to work through it, and that was the first time I heard that term, and I can't get out of my head. So it's a lifestyle. You make mistakes, you keep it moving, keep your confidence. Never doubt yourself. Just got to figure it out.
Steph, this is obviously 11 now with 30 or more. You passed Kobe. Are you conscious of the numbers that you've been putting up and that the records that you're breaking now all the time?
I mean, from Wilt's last week and then this streak, I'm obviously aware, but it's you don't put too much pressure on yourself. You just play basketball. I think for the first time in that third quarter, I started to press a little bit down the stretch, and they started to pick up the intensity on the ball and rush a couple shots. But for the most part, I've just settled into just having fun, being aggressive, obviously, but kind of letting the game come to you. And for me, that looks a certain type of way, but I'm having a blast out there just playing basketball, and it's obviously working.
After all of the defenses you've seen, what's it like to go against a kind of a basic defense at the end of a game?
I mean, part of that is because what we put out there, we had enough shooting, and me and Draymond, and pick and roll situations. We've done it regular season, playoff type atmospheres, and it's kind of our bread and butter when we get to it. He made some plays, at the basket. I got some open looks from three. It was a good flow. At the end of the day, you got to make the shots to make them pay for it, though. And thankfully, they went in.
Steph, aside from you playing at such a high level, how fun was it out there tonight playing with Seth? And he's been playing great ball this season. He had 15 and a half. Does it make it even funner that you get to do it with little bro at the same time and that whole dynamic?
Absolutely. Every single time he disarms me and gets under my skin, especially in that first 5-6 minutes, I couldn't figure it out. And he came out with that look. He got one right in my face on the wing. And it's just like old times. I always love the opportunity to play. I mean, we're both in the NBA, playing against each other, creating memories. It's special. It's nothing to take for granted. Thankfully I figured it out down the stretch, but that first quarter was rough because he made it rough.
Was there any chatter during that? I'm sorry. Was there any chatter during the game between you two?
There was always, but at the end of the day, especially in the fourth quarter, I didn't have to say much.
Hey, Steph. Steve talked about how you average 5.7 miles a game. And obviously it takes a huge toll on your body to be scoring 50 points night in and night out. How do you sustain your energy throughout a game?
I've been blessed with a certain skill set and approach to the game that I've worked on year after year after year. And, that work does pay off. The summers are hard. Like, they're the hardest times of the year because I really build up that intensity and have a certain program that gets me in shape and gets me ready to sustain that over the course of the season. The staff here, Brandon Payne, who has been with me for the last 10 years. So all those things come out during the season because I put the time in, and nobody really sees it besides my crew, but that is that's what I rely on to be myself, throughout the course of the season.
Mark Haynes, obviously your ankle isn't, it wasn't 100% because you was questionable. But the fact that you was playing against your brother today, did that give you any extra motivation to get out there?
For sure. Some reason, I don't know, somebody probably look it up. We've missed a lot of opportunities to play against each other because of injuries, even back when he was in SAC like 4 or 5 years ago. So this 10th time we played. And I knew it was the last opportunity this season. So, yeah, definitely wanted to. It would have taken a lot for me not to play.
Hey, Steph.
You block out a lot of the noise that, you always talk about not letting the noise get to you. But there's a lot of superlatives now, a lot of, people raving about what you've done with your career and what you've meant to the game. Is that tougher to block out, or is that the kind of dialogue you like hearing?
That
was a deep question, huh?
It was. It's flattering, but it's nothing I wake up and yearn for. But I appreciate the respect and appreciation for what I'm able to do out there on the court. However people want to talk about it, but it doesn't change again how I approach the game and my belief in myself and my team and what I'm capable of doing. So it's easy to block out. Y'all know I do read and hear all the stuff, so it's entertaining at a certain point how things can flip and flop. But at the end of the day, it's just go out and hoop, play well. As long as you're in some type of conversation, then you're doing what you're supposed to do.
Hey, Steph. Dave Melanger here in Philadelphia. Can you just talk about what you mean to break the record that Kobe Bryant set, especially doing it here in Philly?
I didn't even think about that. It is special at this stage in your career and trying to, sustain that level of play and knowing. I guess I was joking at the beginning of the season. I'm the elder statesman in the locker room, so I got a little something to go with that now, which is pretty cool.
Go with one more. We got to get out of here. One last question.
Hey, Steph.
Another phenomenal performance, and you're able to get a W and help this club as you go on your road trip. Can you just talk about moving forward?
This is a big win for us for sure. We, it was a tough win in Boston, and coming off 2 must wins in OKC and Cleveland. So good bounce back win for us. We have an opportunity to have a really good road trip. We can get one in DC on Wednesday and go home and, keep building momentum. To do it the way we've been doing it, shorthanded and, without real size and, Draymond and Loon holding it down in the paint, it's pretty impressive across the board. So proud of every single one of these guys. Even Kelly coming in off the bench, taking a new role and really making his presence felt after missing some time. We're starting to figure it out. We just have to be resilient when, we had a game like Boston where you don't get it done. You come back in a very similar type game where you got to close it out and we get it done.
Steph, is it possible? Was that the state trooper you visited with after the game?
Yeah.
Yes.
Special to see him. He's an amazing story with him and Rakir, who's the little kid that was hyping him up. So I had to show him some love for the love that they showed. He showed that young man and just the foundation of impact that he's sharing. It's pretty impressive.
Thank you.